The California DMV has opened a rulemaking to allow the testing and commercialization of autonomous trucks with a gross weight over 10,001 pounds on public roads. Does California see what's coming and what's being built in Texas? And wait a second, we can't let any more jobs go to Texas. We're going to lean in here and clear a regulatory path.
So I don't know if it's necessarily that they don't want to see they see the jobs leaving. It's possible that that's not my wheelhouse. But what I will say is that when in the prior administration, I had many conversations with the folks at California DMV, and they knew then about the importance of having a regulatory framework for heavy duty trucks to operate on public roads. I think that what we're seeing now is sort of the result of just the regulatory lag. It just takes a while for things to happen, but I think that as I said at the top, I think it's a really good development. I think that this is a clear indication that the state knows and appreciates, as I said, that the future is now. That you know whether you I mean California is the center of the software development of this technology, and that so to say that companies have to then take their tech and test it somewhere else, that's there's sort of a disconnect. There's an inefficiency built within that. And I think that what we're seeing with California's movement here is a strong indication that they understand that there needs to be able to be the complete life cycle that can occur on California roads.
It's a positive step in the right direction. California recently passed Japan to become the fourth largest economy in the world. That's impressive
Yes, very much.
into itself. But having lived half my life in California, I said, okay, there's something doesn't add up here. Are we going to see carve outs where perhaps the autonomous trucks cannot operate in the ports? Or do we get the monster carve out that could come? They can't operate in the Inland Empire because of all the warehouses. Do we get some weird regulatory carve out? Because California's known to do that from various different things.
I've heard that before. Yes, California. I've always, whenever I would talk to my team at FMCSA, we would always say, okay, here's what we're gonna do in the country, but then California. You have to sort of appreciate that reality. I'm gonna remain optimistic. I'm gonna remain, very hopeful that we don't see unnecessary carve outs. At the same time, though, Grayson, the industry can handle whatever the state may do when it's all said. I think the most important thing is that we're able to do our testing and we can make the claim and the point that deployment can occur on public roads. I think that the market will adjust accordingly if there are carve outs. At the same time, and we really haven't touched on this piece, you know, we know that the federal government, hopefully, as I said, will do its own regulatory framework, and if that occurs, I mean, there's very very much a possibility of state of preemption, which would mean that the federal law would preempt any state activity. So we have to just wait and see what occurs. But the bottom line is, I think that as an industry, we can handle it. And what we're really just happy about is the fact that California, which is headquartered to the vast majority of the companies that are developing this new technology, is going to create a path for us to have our trucks on the road for testing and deployment.
You could make the argument that California DMV is reading the tea leaves. They understand preemption very well that a federal framework is coming. Are they trying to perhaps get ahead of that? Is that what you think might be happening?
So in that one, I love you, and you see conspiracy everywhere. I think that this one really may be actually just timing when it's all said and done with. At the same time, you know, there's something to be said that first mover, but ultimately it won't matter. They can move as quickly as they want if DOT decides, whether it's FMCSA or NHTSA. It's probably going to be FMCSA that will put the rule out as opposed to NHTSA. If they decide that preemption is what is best, then they will preempt it. And no matter what California has done, that will represent, what the feds do will represent the floor. California can do more if the state, I mean, excuse me, if FMCSA, permits them to do it. But as when it comes to the ultimate timing question, it's important, but it really just depends on what DOT decides it believes is the best way of handling this safety issue. And the law is pretty clear that if DOT believes that from a safety standpoint, it is best to have the one uniform standard, then that is what it means. Hours of service is that's the example. And you can't have, you don't get to drive more hours in California than you do in Maryland. No, there's actually one federal standard